I'm a reviewer. Let the reviews be joined. Hello once again everyone, your friend Dinobot here for another video review. And as you can see, this is going to be my part 2 of my two-part video of Classics Jetfire. This video we're going to look at Classics Jetfire with his Reprolabel set applied. This is the two sheets you can get from Reprolabels with for Classics Jetfire. You can actually pick this set up for $9.50 off the website, and as you can see, I've applied mine on here, and they are on these two sheets. There's a grand total of 70 labels or stickers, whichever one call them. As you can see, I didn't use them all because they give you all these extra ones for making them different. If you want to make them a Decepticon, if you want to use the Macross logos or whatnot, but basically just different logos for them, which is cool. I love the fact they give you that option for them, considering that Jetfire at one time, in the cartoon and everything, he was a Decepticon for a little while, and then he became an Autobot. And of course, the Robotech or Macross labels, good callback to the molds and stuff that he was used for. But let's get right into it. First and foremost, we're going to look right here at his jet mode, and right off the bat in the jet mode, let's set this sheet aside for the time being. Well, let's go actually use this one first because there's actually fewer on here. As you can see, there was a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 labels that you actually use right here, basically in his jet mode for off of this sheet. Those 5 actually aren't on the figure itself; they go on the jetpack here. I'm just going to go ahead and pop this off so I can show it to you better. But they go right here. You actually have, I'm trying to get it in there for you. You have one here, and you got 3 right there. These give it a little bit more highlight to the those parts on the booster. I like those on there. It gives it a little bit more detail and stuff to it. You also had 2 more, which, as you can see here by the extra labels here, were basically the Autobot insignias for this set. And they go here on the side, on each side, which gives a cool little callback to the original G1 figure, where his labels were, or he had some of his symbols right there as well, which was still really cool. And that's other than this label and this label, which we'll get back to here shortly when we actually look at the main figure. That was it for this sheet for what's on there, or for this part of the mold. And that this also on this one, you have these labels here, which are actually this one, these 4 labels here, and then these 4 red ones right here, and these right here. So you got basically all this area right here go onto the booster rocket or backpack here for them. To start off, these, oh wait, I'm sorry, these red ones don't go on there. They actually went on somewhere else. I apologize for that. I'm getting ahead of myself here. But these will go right off this one. These white ones here, they actually go right here on the booster pack. You have the one here, you got the one label that goes here, and you got one that runs across the top, the side, and this side of it on both sides, giving it a little bit more highlight to the top part of the rocket and everything, which I think looks really good on it. Lastly, for this, you had these 4 right here, these other 4 red ones, which actually go right here on the back of basically the top part of the top part of the gun, top part of this part of it, and when it's the gun mode, it's basically they flip onto the bottom part of it. But they go right in here and there. You got the 4 labels right there. Gives a good little bit of highlight for the booster pack. Gives a little bit more style, color, whichever you want to call it. But going into the figure itself, we'll just set the booster aside there. You actually have quite a few for this mode, or basically also in his robot form, which will show off as well. We'll start off with these 2 right here, which they are like black pieces of white lines in them, which, as you can see, basically come right here onto its jet mode. There and there. Gives a little more vent to the like exhaust or whatever for that area there, which they could have done something here as well for it. I think for his exhaust. I mean, they could have. I kind of wish they could have, but it's no big deal right there because this kind of is kind of hidden a lot in the robot form. So, well, maybe not as bad as I think, but that's still there. Next, we go into this big label right here, which what this does was interesting. I didn't realize it would do this, but it's actually not too bad on the figure. It actually covers up the back part of the plastic windshield, which is actually not too bad. It covers all this up, gives it a little bit more white to it, and it does make the cockpit look smaller, but it still doesn't look. It looks pretty good, I think. It gives it a little bit more white, makes it more streamlined. Also, as you see, it has an Autobot logo there, which actually came off of this one. This was the other one I mentioned on this. It actually goes right there on the center of it, which you can also put the Decepticon or the, well, they don't really have a Veritech or Robotech one for it, but you put a Decepticon logo there instead if you wanted to. Next one back, we got this this red piece right here, which was off of this sheet as well. This actually goes right here. Gives a little bit more color to that fold or joint right there for it. Let's see. Let's go on to the bottom here of the robot form, which I'm going to go ahead and take these launchers off because there's a few labels that went onto them as well, and I'll get to those in just a moment, just to kind of show off these other few off the figure here, which I'm going to transform it so you can see its look, and I'm going to show some of these other ones on here a little bit better off that way as well. Actually, I think I'm going to just wait off on those and transform them here in just a moment and show you the rest of those. But let's get into the launcher ones. The launcher ones actually had a total of 5 applied to it as well. I'll just get the missile out of the way. You can see here you had these here, and you had these here, plus these little red circular ones were applied to the missile launchers. You had one set on both of the sides, plus this piece back here that applied to it, which that's these right here. You got one there, you got one there, one on each side, and then you get those the other small piece or bit right here goes on the back, which was this label here. And then those small little red ones I showed you here, they go one on each side there as well. Highlights it's a little bit more color to the missile launcher itself. I think it looks better with it. Instead of it just being all black and with a little bit of red up here, it gives it the red in with the black. So I mean, it does make it look a good little bit better. Next, we're going to do a quick transformation of Jetfire here, just to kind of show what he looks like with the rest of his labels applied, and just to also show off how he looks in his robot form as well. If you just bear with me a moment, we'll get him transformed. Flip the landing gear back up. And there went the helmet again. I gotta remember that. I gotta grab a hold of that whenever I do that. But it's actually pretty good because there's one I have to show besides that. So we'll just flip this up. Go ahead and straighten his arms out. Oop, almost forgot to put those back. Just straighten him out a little bit. Flip his wings flipped all the way up, and his backpack there, and let's get his head turned around, and there we go. Okay, Now let's look at all of his. I'm going to start up here on the top and work my way down for his robot form, for the labels that are applied here. The very top on his head, he actually had one extra label that was this one right here. That actually goes right on the top of his head. Puts a little bit of blue between basically the little square here on the front of his forehead and the the light piping area for the eyes on the back, which isn't bad. I have to admit, it took me this was actually the last one I applied because I couldn't really find where it was, and I realized, hey, wait, that's where it goes. But that's that one. Going on down, we actually had, besides the one there, we actually had a couple here that were applied on his shoulders, which are also on this sheet. They were the two right here. So as you can see, we've basically, all this part has been done on this side. Next step, going on down on his forearms, and also I want to put a quick note here. You can tell the difference here with that extra label there on the cockpit, how it actually highlights with the red on when he's in his robot form. So it actually gives it a little bit better of a look there to his robot form. Plus it puts the Autobot logo more contrast there. But we go on to his fist, which as you can see, the back side of his fist on both sides also received some labels, which is a double set that were right here on your sheet, which ain't too bad. I kind of like it, and I kind of don't. I mean, but it's still not too bad to apply. We go on down to right here at his knees. As you can see, we got a couple more right here on each knee. Actually, right on the landing gear, which those were here on this part of the sheet. Next, going on down, we're actually going to go to the side of his leg. I'm actually going to do it on this one. You can see he got a good bit right here on each leg. He actually got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He actually received 10 labels on each side of his leg here, which all 10 of those are right here on your sheet. You have, I'm going to try to zoom through it as best I can here. You have one here, one small one that sits right in there. You have, which is actually this little guy right there on your sheet. If it'll focus right there. That's the little one right there. You have these two right here on each side, which are these. You have these two here, which I'm not getting that in there right. I apologize for that. You have these two here, which are these. You have this one, these two right here on each side, which are these longer pieces here. And then you have this big piece here, which actually you have to, well, let's get the big piece here. Actually, there's a little piece like this here, a little like compartment or hole right there, right below there, that it actually covers up. And then you have the big double lined or piece right here, as you can see, that goes right over that. It gives it a little bit more highlight. Actually makes it look like there's a hole there in it that goes there, which both of those again are, there's the long one around, and then there's the big red one that goes over. And then lastly you have this long thin one which applies right down the middle, right in between, that little slot right between them. Gives a little bit more highlight to both sides of his legs, which I kind of liked. I do like the way that looks, because it actually goes in contrast with the red up here on the front of his legs. But still, pretty cool. And then last but not least, we have these two little black pieces here, which are these here. They go right on the tip of his foot. I like them. I do kind of wish though they had put an extra set of those, where you can put them on the back as well, just to even it out some, because I can kind of understand it in a way, because when you got it in, if you look at your G1 Jetfire, it has the same type of labels or design right there on his feet, but they're actually on both sides of his feet. But in this one, considering the way his design is, when he's in jet mode and this piece here is down, it kind of covers this part up, so it won't really be seen. So I can kind of understand that, but I do still kind of wish they had still applied that in. But that's basically it. That's all the labels for him. 70 of the 70 labels, pretty much all of them were applied except for these 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Aside from these 15, but these are actually just like extra ones you could use where if you want, like I said before, you want to use Autobot Decepticon. But also, I should note that you can take these, the Robotech or Macross Saga ones, and you can apply them and stick them right here over the Autobot symbols already there. You could actually, wouldn't be surprised if you wanted to or not, but I'm pretty sure you could take these Autobot logos here and put them over that too if you wish to, just to highlight it a little bit more. I just figured I'd just leave it as it is for now. I mean, if these wear out or something like that, I might apply, but still, it does give it a little bit more oomph to it. I'm just going to go ahead and apply all of his weaponry just to show him fully armed up. Just apply these back on, and we'll just see. Here's one other thing I'm going to show. Here is those labels that were on his gun, the back of his guns, how they look with, fully extended out. Not bad at all. Though it does kind of, once you fold it down, which he's not packed in right there, they kind of disappear on you. But it's pretty cool. Oh, one other thing I didn't note in my last video, I want to note now, because I kind of realized it later. I don't know why I didn't mention this before. But when you apply the helmet onto Jetfire, I noticed that when you got it on there, I'll apply it here so I can show you. You can see his eyes and stuff here, but when you get the helmet fully pressed down on him, and you zoom, I don't know how well this is going to come across on camera, but I'm going to try to get it in there as best as I can. It's not going to get any closer, I don't think, but if you look through the visor there into the blue, which will come on focus, you don't really see his eyes looking through there. You actually see the top of his forehead right there is what you see in it. It's not a big nitpick for me. I kind of wish it was just a little bit lower so you can kind of see his eyes looking through, but I can kind of dig it because you can use the white and use it like a battle visor, or you can actually say that his eyes are, basically right here now, because you can kind of see almost like a little slit to it, if you see what I'm saying there. You got the forehead there, and you can see a little bit of blue right underneath it, almost like he's got his eyes right there instead, which is kind of cool. I actually think that's what they are going for in that, which I don't have his guns with me. Hold on just a second, let me grab them off the table over here. We'll just stick them back on. Well, let's put it on his right hand. There we go. And there we have Jetfire, fully Reproed up and fully armored up, ready to kick some Decepticon butt. Now, do I recommend this set? Yes and no, because there's some of you out there that probably would like to get it, mostly for the logos, or the insignias and stuff, and the actual little bits here. I like it. Me personally, I do like it. I know there's going to be ones out there that don't, but I really like this set. So I can recommend it, but I can't recommend it because it's your own personal preference. But me personally, I recommend you fully getting it if you're a Jetfire fan. And see, that's the other reason why I want to say yes and no to it, because I'm more of a fan of Jetfire than most people. So But you know that it's not a bad buy for $9.50. You can go on there and get it, and as I said before in my previous video with this, mine actually came as part of a trade, so I didn't really pay for mine. The guy sent me this and one other set for a part of a trade that I'm sending him a box to as I said before, the Dinobot from the Universe line, which I still need to send off. He understands the whole situation on that about shipping and everything, but again, it's still a pretty cool figure, pretty cool set, and it's worth it in my standing. So I'm kind of contradicting myself here right at the end, but if you would like to get it, get the set. I'd recommend getting it for you. I'll post a link below to the set again if you'd like to order it yourself. Note that it is like I said, it's $9.50 for the set, and it's also a $3 shipping fee as well for the set. So it's, you know, basically spending $12.50 just for this if you're getting just this one. But I recommend if you want to go to Reprolabels, go ahead and spend about $20. You know, get your money's worth. You know, at least. But again, guys, this is Don saying thanks for watching. I will once more. I'll post a link to this set down below. I'll also like for y'all to comment, like, and share this video if you like anything you want to say about it. If you like it, please feel free to like it and share it to your friends. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. But one last thing, I'll also post links to my Twitter account and my email if you'd like to email me or even tweet me, follow me on Twitter. But once again, guys, this is Don saying thanks for watching, and I hope to hear from you all soon.